Home to some of the world's top-ranking colleges, United Kingdom attracts some of the world's best and brightest students year after year, including Indians. But with so many good options to choose from, how does one choose an institution over the others? What does the admission process involve? We will answer all these questions on this special episode of Education UK.
Born into a family of bureaucrats, Jyotsna represents the self-assured and aspirational young India. At the end of her schooling, Delhi initially seemed to be the best place to pursue her graduation in commerce from. And now the pursuit to fulfill her professional ambitions is taking her to the UK for a Masters in International Business Management.
I have pursued BCom Honours, and there were various modules in this particular course, one of which was International Business, and I kind of liked that subject a lot.
While most of her friends were going to the UK for further studies, to realize her dream of procuring a master's degree from the UK, she had to convince her parents first.
There are several resistance because of the societal norms and etc. etc. Girl child, why so so far away? So these were the simple reasons, and also we need a lot of money, finance, so everything should be catered and taken care of.
Her brother Ashish, an aspiring bureaucrat, went to great lengths to convince the family to allow Jyotsna to chase her dreams. With the first hurdle taken care of, Jyotsna started looking at the various options. Just like her brother, she knew the importance of research. Penning down a list of universities, making a list of universities was the first step in the process.
One of the universities to which I've applied was Manchester University. It was at the top priority, and I luckily got an unconditional offer from them.
Choosing from the long list of reputed universities one should apply to is not an easy task, but not surprisingly, Jyotsna seemed to have a strategy chalked out.
You start from which course do you want to take up, then which universities have that course, then what about their ranking, what about their research, like the budget cost of living is also a big deal that you have to keep in mind.
Their combined efforts worked. A proud brother Ashish says he was overjoyed when Jyotsna received an unconditional offer from Manchester University. She leaves for the UK in September.
If she goes overseas, she will be first person in our family, whole relatives, everyone. She will be the first person going abroad. And the matter of fact is, the studies and the environment, rule of law, the cultural hub, the integration there, people coming from all over the world, the cultural integration is not possible everywhere. It is unique in United Kingdom. So that was the main idea.
Choosing a course in college and arranging the funds for it are a few of the first things to do. But UK universities and colleges do not grant admission based just on your marks. In fact, you're required to make a case for yourself. You're expected to write a statement of purpose or SOP, describing your strengths and your key skill areas. Next up, find out how to write an SOP and what are the things that you have to avoid and things you must keep in mind while writing one.
Statement of purpose or personal statement is a critical part of the admission process. We all know about the importance of first impressions, and since admissions committees read personal statements to compare different applicants, take this opportunity to describe your ambitions, skills and experience and what makes you suitable for the course. As an international student, there are a few extra things you should mention in your statement of purpose, particularly why you wish to study in the UK rather than your own country. Extracurricular activities are given a great deal of importance alongside academic achievements. Experts advise it is better to write the statement of purpose over a period of time and redraft it at least a few times before finally submitting it.
With an acceptance letter in hand, the only thing which stands between you and your dream college is the visa. And here's how you get one.
I'm really nervous because I'm here to apply for my visa and everything hangs on it, whether I go to UK finally or not.
If I don't get my visa, then my journey to UK will end here and it would be very much painful for me.
Hi, I'm Arshi. This is where my journey began at the undergraduate course in New Delhi. And now I'm off to UK to do my Masters in International Relations, and I'm really excited about because it's the best place to study. Oh, I'm worried about the documents because I believe, if everything is in order, your visa is not going to be denied. If everything is in order. I have checked, double checked, triple checked my documents and I've made sure everything is in perfect order. But what if something goes wrong? I'm really nervous about it.
I'm excited that this is the opportunity that I'm going outside of my country to explore a new world, to explore something new.
That year that I was in the UK was one of the best years of my life. I know you will miss home when you go. Homesickness is part and parcel of this journey. But make friends with others so that when you look back at this time, you're able to say, I have a friend in every corner of the world.
Anxious times because he had never stayed away from us and we don't know how he will manage on his own, and more importantly how will we manage without him.
That is the biggest worry, new place to live in and new kind of friends he will get there, interacting different set of people with different mind frame.
It is a great help to speak to people like you who've already gone there, and you can share your experiences with us and tell us how it will be like and help us through the process.
Oh, hi, Arshi.
Going for visa?
Yes.
Same here.
Okay, fine. Okay, let's move.
This is passport, no?
No, this is TB clearance.
TB.
What do you need? Passport copy?
He needs a reference letter and the passport.
It's a waiting number.
Okay.
Go first pay visa fees over there.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, clear for study visa.
I'm safe.
Oh, it's my turn.
Yeah.
I have to move to counter number 10. Okay.
All the best.
Thank you.
How was it? How was the documentation?
It was smooth. There was no issue. I had all the documents in the order, so they just checked it. Now I am moving for the biometric test and then for interview.
I can sign again. Fine. Okay. The staff was friendly. It was nice, but there were just one or two little problems that got me nervous. But they haven't sorted out.
Okay, now put your both the thumbs together like this on the scanner.
Are you nervous about this interview?
Yes, actually, I don't know what exactly they're going to ask. Hello. I'm good. How are you?
How was it?
It was good. It was quite nice and easy.
How was it?
Yeah, it was fine. I wasn't nervous.
I'm checking that the student meets all the requirements of the immigration rules, and I'm checking that all the documents that are necessary have been submitted. I should be able to decide on these applications today.
I don't know if we'll get it or not today, but let's just see.
No, let's have hope. Definitely we're going to get it. Thank you. I'm here for correcting my passport.
And your passport, ma'am. Please check the name, Miss Arshi Agarwal.
Yes. Let's sit here, Ramesh.
Okay.
Let's check.
I got it.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Same thing.
Okay, congrats.
Oh, seriously.
Check the document.
I'll check the documents, but I'm really happy. Finally, this has come true. I cannot believe it.
I'm excited that I've got my visa, and next month I'm going to UK.
time for us to slip into a quick break. Coming up after, we bring you face to face with those who studied in the UK as they recall their experiences of going through the admission process. Welcome back. It's time for us to meet Anun, who went to the United Kingdom for his Masters in Finance. Let's find out why and how he decided to study in the UK and the role it played in his life.
Delhi-based Anun Dhawan's fascination with the rising and falling stock market graphs and the world of high finance took him all the way to London. His family had their own corporate funding consultancy business and he was keen on learning the ropes and branching out. So he says he zeroed in on an MSc in finance.
Right after I finished my graduation in BSc Banking and Finance, I decided to go to London. And the course that I applied for there was Masters in Finance. For that I went to City University and the name of the business school was Sir John Cass Business School. No matter where in the world you are, if you want to travel around the world, London is kind of the center of it. The experience was fantastic. As in starting from the education, the curriculum is very, very advanced. It was also in line with what I'd done in my undergrad. So I was kind of used to the UK system of teaching. The kind of exposure that I got in terms of getting along with people from countries whose language you don't speak, also very, very different cultures. It was personally a very, it wasn't challenging, I would say, but it was more exciting because there was lots to learn, and 1 year is not enough to actually know these people. And at the same time, we also had the classes schedule, so we didn't really get to spend so much time with each other. But that fact really helped because there was generation of ideas, you're hearing about their cultures, and also it's a network that you're kind of forming, right?
After completing his Bachelor's of Science in Banking and Finance, he decided to pursue a master's degree in the same subject. With his brother already studying finance in Manchester, the decision to move to London became a lot easier.
Well, one of the reasons why I did get excited about the UK was because my brother was going as well. He went to University of Manchester when I was in London, so I didn't really feel like I was leaving a lot of people behind, as in it was only my parents, and then my brother was going to be a short train ride away from London.
After his return, he worked with the strategy and operations team of Deloitte, an audit, tax consulting and financial advisory firm, and soon after decided to become his own boss. Today, wearing his entrepreneurial hat, he runs a quick service restaurant franchise. The transition from being a finance professional to an entrepreneur, a result of his brother's persuasion, he says.
Biggest inspiration in this case would have to be my elder brother. He's already in the food and beverage industry. He runs a Chinese restaurant. When I was studying in London, of course, there were a lot of local delis and places where you could you could get sandwiches. There was lots of customization. There was lots of options in the market, and that is something which struck me because places like these don't really exist in our country because the walking culture doesn't really exist. It did inspire me a lot, and I was like, okay, wow, I think the time is right because there's nothing. So I guess that's where the inspiration came from.
Looking back, he says zeroing in on a course in college was the easy bit. He was nervous, however, about the rest of the admission process and paperwork, worries that was soon put to rest.
There's a certain process that you need to follow to probably apply anywhere else in the world. And I don't think UK makes it any harder. In fact, they would probably make it easier for you to apply there. Most of the information is available online. You of course got the British Council in Delhi, so if there's any sort of advice or consultation that you require, you can walk into the British Council and they'd be more than happy to help you out. Apart from that, these universities also do have certain sessions that they would hold in New Delhi where one or two people would come down and they would talk about the program and they would interact with students. So I did attend one of those as well. So as far as the application process is concerned, it was streamlined.
What about the statement of purpose, we ask him? Often a daunting task for many. Imperative to make it to some of the top universities, this can often be the make or break factor, and many fear they can lose out on an opportunity to study with the best colleges over this. But Anun says the fear is misplaced.
I don't think it was that big a challenge. you know, it was something definitely new, because usually when we're applying for to colleges in India, we don't need to write an SOP of sorts. We just need to get a certain percentage in our high school. But if percentage was the only criteria for getting in, then I would guess all of us would get into the universities abroad. So SOP is probably a way that these guys want to filter out, you know, the smarter ones from the less smarter ones. There was a lot of people that you could again take advice on how to write the SOPs, because these people have already been abroad, and you know, you could get in touch with them online and they would give you tips. So it was more of a challenge than, you know, being very, very hard. The kind of curriculum that we had and the kind of classroom teaching methods that these guys they had in place, there was a lot of learning there, because we had a lot of professionals in our class. I was probably one of the youngest people in my class. The average age in our class would be somewhere between 33 to 35. So these guys are coming from all walks of life. You know, there's someone who's already an investment banker, someone who's already a lawyer. So these guys have already walked that path, whereas I was straight out of my undergrad. I'd gone to college. So as far as being a professional, whether it's even being punctual and getting there on time, or even getting an idea of how things actually work in the professional world, there was a lot to be learned there.
Walking an extra mile to achieve your educational goals should be the least bit of concern. A little bit of research on your part and seeking help, which is readily available, can open up the doors to a world of endless opportunities.
Each year, thousands of Indian students fly to UK to pursue their dream education. Today, I'm joined by Shivani, Samreen and Puneet, who have gone to UK to pursue their studies. With them, we'll be talking about the practical details of admission process and things that influence all students applying to study in UK. Puneet, my first question is for you. Tell me how important a decision is the choice of college, because that's something which is going to be on your resume forever.
Well, thank you, Abhishek. This is very important. Like, you know, when you're choosing a college, you have to choose your course first. Like, depend on that course, you can, you know, shortlist few universities, colleges, and then you can make a, like, you know, your lifelong decision in this. If I'm, like, you know, from the management side, then I should, like, you know, look for a course, whether it's like the BCom, purely a BCom side, it's a BBA, which university offering me international business management program, or it's like economics or finance I would like to study together. So that sort of, like, you know, course, you know, requirement I'm gonna, you know, shortlist first for myself, along with, like, you know, suggestion from my families, from my teachers, from friends, and of course the industry requirement. Is there any, like, kind of a future in this? I don't, like, you know, restrict myself just to applying, like, you know, only 3 to 4 universities, which I'm sure about that. I should apply to university which have a low eligibility criteria from my expectations. I still apply to them.
I actually faced that thing that I applied to, you know, some particular university sets where I wanted to, and I faced rejection from all of them. And then I reapplied to all those universities. I did not accept the rejection. I went back to the admission officers of, you know, why am I being rejected? And I found out various discrepancies, you know, and as an education consultant, they were in direct touch with the universities. I had on-spot offers, and then I got accepted from all the universities.
Now, the next important aspect of applying for studying in UK is the visa process. Tell me, what kind of assistance is offered by universities and people involved to students in this case?
I think each university has a visa processing unit. You know, you have a visa office, you have visa officers in each university, wherein they come in the picture as soon as you receive an offer, conditional or unconditional. They will give you all the sets of documents with an email to all the students. It will go out to all the students offering the advice, what kind of visa assistance they can offer you, and all sort of documentation that is need to be gathered. And they will kind of tell you, you know, which areas are the weak areas, or what are the important areas that you should focus on, depending on your grades as a student, if you have any kind of discrepancy in your application.
That brings us to the end of the show. We hope you enjoyed watching it. Until next time, goodbye and thanks for watching.